Wagwan guys, what's popping? How you doing? We chilling, who's chilling? Chicken and chips chilling. A special guest for today, very special guest. Why? Because he's our first guest on this show. We're going to be having him as our first guest on this show. And let me introduce you to our guest. We have Katarina. Now guys, I was just joking. We have a special guest for today. That's going to be with us shortly. Alright guys, welcome to Keoli's Dreamscape, and we have our first guest, like I said before. This is Chef Lou, biggest Chef Lou.
Yeah.
I'll let him introduce himself to you guys. So let them know.
Hi guys, I'm Chef Lou of Lagos, Chef LU, not Chef LOO or LUU.
Yeah.
Chef Lou, yeah.
Chef LU,
Yeah.
there now. Guys, I'll be asking Chef Lou some questions about how the vibe is, how the work goes, how he checks things up. Let's hope he gets to gets into the kitchen for us, and maybe we might hit
We hope so. We hope so.
Alright, getting into the first question we're going to be asking Chef Lou today. First question goes thus. What inspired you to become a chef and start your own food business?
I'm not gonna lie, man. It's also so fact is I've been cooking for quite a long time,
Yeah.
since I was a child. So I was 11 years old.
I was
I've been
going to
cooking.
ask that.
Yeah, I've been cooking for my family, cooking for my dad, my mom, everybody in the house, and all that stuff. Unlike the conventional home where it's like the female in the house that's cooking.
Yeah.
I was the one cooking, doing most of that. So, it got to the point where I needed to decide what I was going to be doing every day to make money. I was running a branding company already with a friend. I was doing a couple of other things, but I needed to do that, etc. So I said, well, I needed a business where I could, put in every other thing that I knew how to do, just like my branding, my marketing skills, my, business knowledge, every of my skills, all together, and something I was going to enjoy. You know what they say about you doing what you enjoy, that you never get to work in a day. So that's a lie, but yeah, I just thought about it. That what is it? What do I enjoy doing? And then I just decided to do food.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, Chef Lou started in that time. He was giving us nice chow in Unilag.
I still give nice chow.
He ran away. He was giving us the ultimate star boy.
Yeah.
Talking about star boy, that's where the next question comes in. Because I don't know if star boy is your most popular dish, but this next question now is: can you share the story behind your most popular dish?
Okay. Yeah.
But what's your most popular dish?
Yes, Starboy, of course. Now.
See, I got it.
I've sold over 50,000 wraps of Starboy.
See, I just knew it.
I think right now it should be something to 70,000 wraps of
Starboy wins it for the most popular dish.
Starboy is my bestseller.
So what's the story behind Starboy?
Yeah, so Starboy, the time I decided I was going to do food business, I told a friend then it was an architecture department, University of Lagos. And I just went there and I saw people, I saw they were having issues getting food and all that stuff. And then I'm like, oh, I want to start selling food. And then I just say, I did not, it's not like I had a plan. And then we just laughed about it. And then it's like, oh, so what do you want to sell? I said, I don't know, something with bread, like bread and egg kind of thing. And I was like, okay, let's see what it is. And then just do a sample and then let's see. And if you guys like it, say boys like it, that is going to fly, but let's just try. I'm like, oh yeah, now let me see.
Like that.
So then I wasn't so sure what I was going to do. I did not even know I was going to call it Starboy, but because of the branding knowledge I had prior, I knew that I was going to get something in some sort of way. So then I went back home. And then I knew that it was a challenge for me. Someone already said, bring this and then let's see what's going to be. If it makes sense, we'll buy it. So then I went home. I spent a week. I came up with all the names of, I came up with Starboy, Obio, Shaggy, like different names for different dishes at the beginning. I wrote everything. In fact, that's when I came up with the name Chef Lou. Basically, I needed to create like names that were going to connect to pop culture, and so they were going to create questions. You see, in mystery and in there's patronage in mystery. Basically, that's
everybody be like, what's this?
yeah, what's this thing? And then when you're now telling them, is this? Okay, do you want to try it? Then they buy, and then when they taste and it's mad, and they're like, oh wow, let me buy.
I'm sure you guys are wondering already what's that. That one is bread and egg, but in a shawarma type of vibe.
Yeah,
honestly, in a shawarma type
I mean,
of
it took a lot to get like the perfect recipe for Starboy, but the first time I ever did anything close to Starboy was a house party at my house. Like about that same time, like that weekend, it was my friend's birthday, and I said, oh, you know what, let's do a house party at my house. And then we invited people over, and then we needed to make something. I mean, that time now, supper period, like I had to think of
guiding period.
Yeah, guiding, like, the guy just said, I don't really have money, so let's just find a way to, the food we are going to do. I don't want to be something so much. I said, you're not worried, I was going to do something. So then that's when I now started trying different things with like bread and and then that day, then I tried something, and then everybody at the house was like, God, this is mad, this is mad. I'm like, okay, that's Starboy then.
Let's give them the Starboy.
So then I decided that I was going to be Starboy. When I got the Starboy, when I made the first one, like I was going to send for sampling, and I made it, and I did not plan that it was going to look like shawarma actually. It was because the bread was very hot. It was agege bread, and when it's hot, like out of the oven, like it's soft and it's easy to like. So when I was wrapping it, the thing was just like squeezing my. So I just decided to just roll it, and then I just rolled it like levels, and then I rolled it up, and then it looked very okay. I mean, this works.
Starboy,
So that was Starboy, like, and then at the beginning it had the taste. So I mean, people said it tasted like burger because it had elements of burger, shawarma, elements of hot dogs, everything in it. So that was my Starboy, like.
Let me tell you guys, that time Chef used to move Starboy in one basket. I remember so well.
I used to move like
in the basket, and
I had my van.
Yeah, I had my van. I was just move. If you're married, please outside with your Starboy. Everybody
married, come and get it. Yeah,
I said that was the shit. Then
Then I saw, like I started packing, and then thanks to my friends, like because my friends were there at that time too. So my friends would be inside the bus with me. So we're like the merry guys, like Father Christmas and his elves. So we just pack and marry this thing. We knew that at 4 p.m. a lot of people will be leaving faculties and going to their hostels. So we packed there, and then we start coming down, you know.
And it was so portable.
We Starboy and then try it, blah 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 blah. Give them samples, and they want to buy more. They get hooked. It was like drugs, man.
Yeah, it
was like we're pushing.
Starboy was.
We're pushing.
Like that time.
We're pushing P.
Let them know how Starboy was trending. I said,
we're pushing it.
Yeah. So according to my sources, like I said,
I will be your source. Let him be your sources.
For an interview, I studied mass communication, so you need to have sources and you get all these things.
Well, that's true.
Yes, now.
Well, you know, like that babe said, they give homeless vibe. They give vibe of person when they go school.
I need to put that in, but
no offense. He's giving me homeless vibes.
Homeless vibes.
Yeah.
So according to my sources, there was one time Chef had a fashion brand. And he was running shirts and arts and things like that. He was also into branding.
Yeah.
So Jeffrey, would you like to shed more light on this?
So like I've always been like a business guy. Like I was also about making money, taking the biggest risk. Sometimes I'll take some risk and I'll be like, oh more, what am I in like this? Like sometimes like it's like crazy, but sometimes it goes very well. So I've always been a risk guy since like from day one. So when I was in uni, like there was a time there was a very long strike, and then because of that long strike, like you need to find something to do. You cannot be depending on anybody for cash.
Strike and then tailoring.
Exactly. So like the strike was like quite long. So and I used to go to like I won't mention the name. So that I used to go to a private university close to my parents' house. I had friends there, so I was just driving there, and then sometimes I'll dress like them, so you don't know that I'm not one of them. I think like
they have this dressing that
exactly. So I'm like, guy, like these people are actually buying like thrifted clothes, and then thrift was not a thing that time. It was, in fact, thrift was not. It was not a cool thing then. It was nothing then. So like 2012, like then.
My sources are old. 2012.
So then I'm like, okay, me I've been wearing thrift since I was a child. So and I know like the best markets for this thing, and I know the best prices. And I see the price that they are buying this thing. I'm like, this is business. Every time I say, this is business. I mean,
Sharp.
so immediately I just told my guy, I want to start selling this. And I was like, oh yeah, now let's see what you have. And then I went to buy like the first set I bought, I sold, and I'm like, sweet cash.
Let's go.
Guy, next thing I started becoming like regular. Then one of my cousins as well was also in that same business.
Okay.
So then he now told me that instead of me like buying in Nigeria, because it's half Beninois, like half like Cotonou guy, and then half Nigeria. So it's like, let's go to Cotonou and buy, because that's where like prices, exchange rate and all that. Yeah. And I started traveling there. And then like the exchange rate was crazy, like buying was like crazy. Bro, when Unilag resumed back, I did not want to go to school again.
Because business
was booming for me. I was making money. So look at this. Let me just give you a quick breakdown. I was buying, if I convert to Naira, I was buying each item for 300 Naira. And I was selling each item for 3,000 Naira.
What?
Imagine the profit margin. Exactly.
I say.
Imagine if I say I calculate my logistics and then cost of like repackaging and all that. Say like that's like another like 300 Naira
or like 600.
So let's say I'm just spending like 600, 700 on each item. I'm selling for 3,000. So that was cool cash. And after I did not even really know what to do with money because I was just a student. And I was flexing. I was lounging. So at some point then I started like selling vintage. And vintage was not a thing then. So because vintage was not a thing, people needed to understand what vintage was. So then I said, okay, you know what? Let's start styling vintage. So then I started styling people with the vintage like wears. Because sometimes I wear this stuff and I'm like, what's this guy wearing? Like I had the hardest vintage like stuff that people were not buying, but people were buying other ones. But not buying the vintage. I'm like, this thing is very hard. Like this is very hard.
Show them.
Yeah,
this
so
is how you wear it.
This is how exactly.
When
so
they see it, they will not
like, so I started doing that, and then I started styling like some big names, like some big people. But then I just like I started having issues with the styling like market. I wasn't satisfied that it wasn't bringing as much money as I assumed it was going to be bringing. Maybe because of that time. Maybe now like the styling market is way better. But then, and in that time, there was not really anything like Instagram, selling on Instagram. Instagram vendorship is like one-on-one.
Face-to-face.
Yeah, so I had like some people I was supplying in some private universities, Covenant University, Babcock University, Bowen, Crescent. So I had people, so it was like a chain of supply. So I go to Benin, I buy, then I distribute, and then those guys like the retail. So I was basically like I was making like
business mogul
vibes. Yes, I really wasn't really enjoying the
business mogul vibes.
So I was only in school like say like some days I'll be in school, some other days I'm traveling. But at some point my parents like said, "Oh guy, you better focus on your school." So then I couldn't travel again like that. So I had to focus on school. And then when I started focusing on school, then I said, okay, you know what? Instead of traveling up and down, let's start doing. And instead of selling vintage, because at that point there were already a lot of people like 1 year into it, there were a lot of people selling vintage, selling for like 1,000 Naira and all that. So the business wasn't so great for me again. So I said, okay, you know what? Let me start selling my own designs. So then I started designing my own stuff, and I was producing from China. I had like guys that were producing for me in China. Then they sent it to me in Nigeria, and I would sell it. So yeah, there was that. Then when I started doing that, then that's when I came up with the Evil by Louis. Yeah. So Louis was the first name I had.
My sources told me that.
Yeah. Louis was the first name I had. So Louis is Lumi Vintage.
Yeah.
So then Evil by Louis was supposed to be a rebel brand. So Evil is like reading backwards Louis. IVUL by LUVI. Yeah. Now interestingly, IVUL LUVI. IVVI is my birthday.
Oh wow.
Yeah. 0406, 4th of June. Yeah. So the branding was just like
correct, like
everything just entered. So I just like, yeah. So I started making my shirts, my face caps. I mean, I can beat my chest and say I was one of the first people to sell suede face caps in Nigeria. Suede face caps, very nice shirts, and all that stuff. I still have some pictures.
You guys know, Jeffrey is a very creative man. Has been creative.
I did try my best.
All right, so we have this really nice question that I've been meaning to ask. How do you stay creative in the kitchen and like come up with new dishes? Because I be cooking, so I've been trying it, but I just keep cooking.
You be cooking?
Yeah, I be cooking. My mom is a caterer.
Yeah, that's true.
So like my mom like does parties and for when they don't bore me, she has been into like stuff like that. So I feel like I have that cooking talent. Yeah. But I know just one.
My sources told me that.
Chef Lou has sources now, guys.
My sources told me that your mom like runs
Yeah.
like food stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, how about stay creative? Honestly, like I want Emi Mangbewa. The spirit bring it to me.
Oh, Emi Ọlọ́run.
The spirit bring it, they deliver it. But yeah, like actually, because that's one of the reasons why. First of all, I order food more than any other thing. Like more than I eat my own stuff, I
So
order
you have
because
to
like
try out.
yes, I try out like new things. Like every time I watch a lot of movies, a lot of videos, and I always try to find inspiration from the slightest things, from like um music, from different things. Like I get inspiration from different things, you know. And good enough, thank God, like with growth in the business, my taste buds have expanded. So I've been able to tell, oh, let's try this combination of this taste and this taste. It's going to give a mind-blowing combination. And then with visuals, when I see things, I can say, oh, this color and this color in a dish is going to make a lot of sense. So let's try it. But when I listen to stuff, I'm like, actually, if there's a way we can connect this and this together, it's going to bang. So interestingly, you see creativity and the inspiration for creativity is really, 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 really diverse. Like you can get your inspiration from a lot of source, especially if you are been a while in like creativity, not just like if you're versatile, especially if you're not just doing like movies, if you're not just doing a particular thing, if you are doing different things, especially branding, you pay attention to all the details in the slightest thing. So those details
to mix up things and
exactly.
Like,
so those details in those things help you like express your creativity in other ways. So that's the thing.
One day I'll get inspiration from music to cook food. Next question I have for Chef Lou goes thus. Can you share a moment where your culinary experiment went unexpectedly well? Leading to a new menu favorite?
Oh yeah, that was so I'll say Starboy was one story, but there's one actually, very interesting one was God's plan.
That's spaghetti.
Yeah, I call it God's plan.
Spaghetti.
Yeah,
Migos is Indomie. Starboy is bread. You guys should know now.
That was God's plan, and then for a long time I said I did not want to sell spaghetti
because that's
everybody
what is everywhere.
was selling spaghetti. So I'm like, nah, bro, like nothing you're going to tell me. I'm not going to add this into my menu. A lot of customers were asking for it actually at that time. I'm like, nah, like I don't want to do this thing. Like I don't want to do it. I don't want to sell spaghetti. And then now there was now a time where the pressure was getting much. Like on, oh, this guy, please, we want spaghetti. We like every other thing that you sell, but we just want it. Spaghetti. So you see, that's the thing. Though people always say, sorry to digress, but people always say that Yaba people or Lagos people like spaghetti. It is not the fault of the businesses. It is what people want.
I feel like people are now so used to the fact that everybody sells spaghetti.
Yes, so people want spaghetti. Yes, they have a problem with it. So everything I was saying, they loved my menu, but they kept asking for spaghetti. We want spaghetti. We want spaghetti. I'm like, there are other things now. They're like, no, don't you have spaghetti? I have had people will come and want to get stuff, and if you don't have, they'll just walk back. So then I said, I was still not interested. But one time, I saw this. I was staying somewhere. I was like around Iwaya or so. Then I had one girl pass me with crabs. You know, these fried crabs and all that, and all those fried fish. And I called her to buy the crab from her. And I'm like, she says, oh, that the crab is, how much did she call it then? She said 10, was like 100 or 200 naira or something. It wasn't expensive at all. So then I'm like, okay, let me see. I bought it. And I went home, and then I decided to make seafood pasta with the crab, and then came out well. I'm like, okay, yeah. The price is not so bad. I can calculate it and sell it in a way where and I did it, and then see, it was like the sales just went from 0 to 100 real quick. I mean, it was not like I wasn't selling spaghetti. I started selling spaghetti. Like I was doing the first God's plan. I did God's plan 1. That God's plan 1 was like some spaghetti with some chicken curry kind of thing. I was selling that, but it was just it was just like one,
Not really.
Yeah. So then I did that one, and it just went like through the roof. And the sales was like crazy, like people were ordering every time. So I just said, "Oh, this is God's plan. Actually, this is
Yes,
God's
it's
plan.
actually God's plan.
This is God's plan, pro. Like man, like it's God's plan for me to sell spaghetti. Like it's God's plan for me to sell
I
spaghetti.
feel like the name of the spaghetti just like
Yeah. So I'm
went up
like,
for it.
so I'm like, this is God's plan actually. So I mean, I've been running away from it, but maybe like, so it actually went like really crazy then, and then the sales went like through the roof, especially during the lockdown.
Yeah,
God.
that time.
I was like one of my best years in business, thanks to my friend Chef Deering and Chef Reg. Like, cause at first I was like scared of the COVID and all that stuff. So I went to my parents' house, and they kept telling me and texting me that guy, come back in business. Like,
Come outside, please.
like come outside. Like people are buying, people are ordering. And then for like the first 3 weeks, I was inside my house. I was hiding, and then I just said, okay, you know what? These guys are saying they are selling.
Yeah.
So let's go. And then I went out to sell.
It was boom. It was boom.
I'll leave the rest of the story. I'll leave the rest.
So you guys have heard God's plan just came out, So now the next question is the same question of you trying out, something, but the one that went bad.
Yeah. They are the ones that went. It's not even one. They are the ones that went bad.
Yeah.
That only me will taste as it.
I'm not giving anybody this one.
So there's a lot of them. I'm sure like a lot of chefs have that same story.
Not even chefs. I feel like everybody have your tryouts. And
But let me give you this one. When I started cooking, when I was still very young, I think I was like 6 or 7, and I was cooking that time. So the way my cooking journey is there really wasn't any particular time where I had a formal training, or I had a hand-to-hand training where they say, "Oh, sit down. I want to teach you how to make this." A lot of things I found, like I discovered along the line. This is how they make this, and all that stuff. I researched myself and
self-discovery.
Okay, So, I mean, when I first saw jollof rice, the first time I was going to make jollof rice, I wanted to jollof. So I said, as jollof rice is red, it's palm oil they used to make it.
Oh my God!
I said, there's no way it's not. They cannot use groundnut oil. Groundnut oil is not red.
It's not red.
There's nothing that can give you that red color. It's palm oil. So then I decided to do my jollof rice with palm oil. So I was not looking at the way this thing is going. It's not more palm oil now. So I was adding more palm oil. Guy, when I cooked this jollof rice finish.
What your flu became the champion.
Nah, man. When I finish with this jollof rice, now only me chop out. I don't even need to serve. I'm straight away. But yeah, like that's the most south, like
I feel like
I'd gone.
If you didn't have more palm oil, too much palm oil, it would have been village rice. As village rice.
Exactly.
Like
and I just
like we're adding more to just make it yellow.
I want add that palm oil. You set, we make it red. We say like,
oh my God,
proper firewood jollof.
It came out.
I didn't have pepper. No, I didn't have pepper. It was just palm oil and rice. That was just, so I didn't really put too much water. I reason say like that palm oil. I ain't go boil. I ain't go boil the rice. I ain't go boil that rice.
You guys, I think Chef should give us palm oil rice. So guys, I said we were going to be having tattoo reviews. Remember that I was going to review my tattoo, but we'll do that in the front. Let's do our guys now. Chef has one tattoo, one special tattoo here. One special tattoo. You guys will see. I'm going to show you guys. So Chef, what like brought up the idea like to get this tattoo? Like what inspired this tattoo?
So this guy is from I say, first of all, I always wanted like a lot of tattoos, but please don't let my mommy see this because she has not seen this yet.
Don't watch this.
My mommy and my dad have not seen this yet, but I've always wanted to get like tattoos since I was a child. So it's just the thing of when you're in your parents' house and they say, "Oh, Nino, let me call. It's not my house.
You can't do this in my house."
Yeah, so I mean, I'm not in your house, so I'll decide what I'll do and what I'll not do. So,
right.
For me, it's symbolic, and I feel like it's an expression of giving definition to your own character, more defining your character. Yeah. So if you put like I mean for me I don't see like putting tattoos that don't have meanings like
Meaning, yeah.
yeah just on yourself and all that stuff. I like things that have meanings because if you're going to carry this for the rest of your
The
life,
rest of your
it
life.
should be quite meaningful and it should be more defining
Mm-hmm.
of
Who
who you
you
are.
are.
So yeah, I was going to get a big bird on my back. That's like some years back, and because I couldn't get that because people like a lot of reasons, and then people said, "Oh, they'll think you're a cultist,"
All of
or
that.
they'll think,
Nigeria vibes.
"Yeah,
Yes.
oh, it's not good for you to do big tattoos first. Start with small tattoo." And all that stuff. That's the. I mean, I got that from a tattoo artist
Yeah.
and all that. So I said I should try it small so I can see if my skin, what my skin will
Looks like it.
react to. So I said, okay. I mean, if I was going to even do a small one, it has to be quite meaningful. So then I decided to do this. It's like a tribal tattoo.
Yeah.
And
I
then
can see
for
that.
me, I mean, the meaning I gave it is just like oneness, like putting all together, like the works of my hand.
Yeah.
You understand? Like all together, everything I do with my hand. And then the right hand is the Owaje. So
and
yeah, do you understand? Like so everything I do all together like into one and then giving me what all the things that I need.
So is this hand Chef Lee uses to
Yeah,
do the Star Boy and all this stuff?
Yeah. So I
All
probably
this stuff.
will get another one here too, and then
Okay.
I'll have a line to connect the both of them
Both
because
of
like
them.
these two hands are connected. So it's going to be a way to connect like the
Chef Lee is
one,
spiritual.
so-
Spiritual Chef Lee.
I mean, you have to stay
That's
spiritual.
what I see. Yeah.
Like, but I think that's going to be the next one. So it's going to be here, and then
Then you get
a
a
thin
line.
line that's going to run through the back.
That's
and then,
really cool though.
yeah, to this one. Then I'll do like the big birds like on my back.
The
So,
bed.
yeah, I mean,
The bed.
when I was like, that year was my bird year. That was like the year of like, I called it like my flight year. It just happened that that's the year I said, okay, you know what, it's time to take off. Like, it's time to do the things that you've been scared of, like, take a bigger risk.
Yeah.
And that was the year I found this place. That was the
Oh,
year I
yeah.
found like this place, and I said, you know, taking on bigger projects and doing like
that
bigger
type of
things.
stuff.
And it was literally, I said it was going to be my flight year, and I spoke it into existence. It was my
And-
flight year. It's not been easy. Like flying is not as easy, but
not,
you know, just like the way it is, like when you're taking off, you know, it's not when the plane is taking off, it's not the best part of the flight. But you see, when it's in the sky, when it's soaring, it's just to keep the plane up there and then
Yeah,
it keeps flying.
just
So
keep flying.
yeah, I'm very sure like very soon I'm close to
Way at the top.
Yeah.
The sky is the limit.
yeah. It's not even a limit. I mean,
That's
it's
it's
like
not really
limitless.
limited anymore. There's no limit anymore.
Yeah,
You keep
yeah.
moving. So the last question, guys, we are going to round this up. Any advice? Do you have any advice in general for like anyone running a business or open like to start a business someday?
Yeah, so for people looking to own businesses, first of all, I would say it's not compulsory to own a business. If you,
Don't force it. If
Yeah.
you
it's not compulsory.
look for another person.
If it's not your thing, like honestly, it's not doing corporate jobs. It's not a bad thing.
Honestly,
It's not
Nigeria
a bad
makes
thing.
it feel like a bad
Exactly,
thing, but it's
it's not a
actually
bad
not.
thing. It's good for stability and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But you see, if you want to run a business, don't come run a business because you're a lazy person. Do you understand? Because some people say, because I don't want to be waking up when somebody will tell me to wake up.
I want to
I
do
don't
my
want
I want to
do
wake up at my own
pace.
time.
When you run your business,
You wake up
you
at that
will
time.
not even sleep.
As in,
There's no time for you to sleep. There's no time for you to wake up. You get like you are up all through like round the clock.
Working things
Yeah,
out.
you're waking up at your own convenience, but it's not even at your convenience at the end of the day because
Yes,
there are
sir.
responsibilities waiting for you. You know, at the end of the day, you need to pay salary.
I feel like that one is even harder because
Yeah.
when it's somebody else's work, yeah, you can be like, if I don't wake up, it's their work.
Do you
Like, last
understand?
time they will sack me.
Yeah.
But this one is your own. If you don't wake up,
don't wake up,
everything goes
very
down in
hurting.
shambles.
So-
Like,
Yeah, like first of all, so don't come into business. Don't go into business with that mindset of, I mean, I don't want to be pressured or anything. Owning your business is the biggest pressure. Do you
True.
get? It's the biggest pressure. Like that's the reality of it, especially in an economy like this. In fact, in a lot of economies, like entrepreneurship is like one of the biggest like points of pressure. Like people will always run out of it at the end of the day. Some people run out. Some people lose all they saved all their lives,
Yeah.
like trying to run a business and it doesn't go well. And then another thing is get the right consult. Talk to the right people. Talk to someone that you know that is running a business already, that's run a business already. Do you get? Talk
sorry
to
to
them.
cut you. If you guys notice, everything Chefla has been saying, everything is started. He always says he asks his guys.
Yeah.
So talk to somebody, guys.
Yeah.
Talk to somebody.
Like talk to people that you know are doing it already, or like I mean, at the beginning, I made a lot of mistakes, but if
For
I
sure.
had like someone to ask
To
those
put you
questions
through.
exactly, like I probably wouldn't have made those mistakes, and those mistakes cost me a lot. Do you get? But you see, that's the thing. Like whatever business it is, there's someone that is doing something or that's done something like that, or that is doing something like that already. So
Yeah,
just talk to
sure.
them to know like the places to pass through and the places to dodge and all that
Mhm.
kind of stuff. So yeah, I think that's like the advice I'll give.
That's like that.
Yeah.
Alright. So Jeff Lou, let me tell them to subscribe, like, and share this video.
Yeah, you guys.
Tell them.
I mean, I never knew I'll be sitting somewhere one day telling people to subscribe and like everybody's thing. But yeah, this is my guy, and then I'll say like you guys should
Okay.
subscribe and like I trust him to give like very good content.
So
So
you heard the man, you heard the chef.
yeah,
Guys should like,
subscribe,
subscribe,
and
share this video
share
to your
again.
friends.
What else do you have to do?
You have to turn on notification for the
Yeah,
next
yeah,
video.
for the next one,
It's gonna
yeah.
be Chef Lou though,
Next
but
one. I'm
turn
sure
on
like this one was not that
notification for the
boring. I tried my best now. It wasn't
very
boring.
fun. You guys just drop those comments.
Yeah.
Let's know how it's going.
Yeah.
And you guys reach out to Chef Lou if you have your
Yeah.
parties,
Anything.
your
Hey,
stuff,
see, anything.
Forget
Anything.
food. Forget food.
What? Look,
Forget the
anything.
name Chef in front.
What buzz me?
Whatever you want.
Yeah,
Buzz
anything.
Lou.
Just like buzz me. It's me that will now tell you the one that I'm not doing.
Buzz Lou, yeah.
It's not I'll say, I'm not doing this one.
Whatever you want. If you want to start your company,
Oh,
you want
Buzz
to
me.
build a train, you
Buzz
want to build
me.
an aeroplane.
Buzz me.
Buzz Lou.
Buzz
Lou
me.
is going to put you on.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. Love you guys.
Yeah.
I'm sure Chef Lou loves you guys.
I mean, I love you guys. I love you very much. Thank you very much.
Peace out.
Bye.